Hi everyone, welcome back to Law of Attraction. I'm Laura, and today we're going to be talking about herbs for healing trauma and possibly things that can help you if you are neurodivergent. And this is important to recognize that actually most people who have got complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that is lots of trauma throughout their life, they often now are considered neurodivergent as a result of the brain changes that happen due to trauma. And if you're interested in that, go back and watch my video on some surprising facts on how weight and trauma go hand in hand. We also look at the way that the brain is affected as well. So go and have a look at that. I'll pop a card somewhere if I can, or a link. So today we're going to be talking about herbs for healing. So let's get started. What is herbalism? Well, herbalism is the study or practice of the medicinal or therapeutic use of plants, and it's now especially looked at as a form of alternative medicine. But does herbalism work? Well, yes, in my experience, herbalism works very well. And please remember that it's only been the last couple of centuries where modern pharmaceuticals have actually been available. Up until then, your ancestors would have just used herbalism, and it kept them alive long enough for you to be here. So let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater, as they say. So what about studies to back up the efficacy of herbalism? Well, there are studies looking into the success of herbal plants, but you cannot patent herbs or natural chemicals. You can isolate a chemical and create a synthetic version of it and patent that. But because of this issue, it leaves there being no financial incentive for the medical industry to study herbs. This leaves us not looking into whether or not they're effective. And often, because there is a financial incentive to say that herbs don't work, you can see that they may be a reason why they're not studied as well. The medical industry wants to patent versions of chemicals that they can sell to you. So for instance, did you know that aspirin is a thing called salicylic acid, and that is derived from white willow bark? The compound known as aspirin was isolated, and then the German company Bayer patented aspirin in 1899. Now, it's the most common drug in household medicine cabinets, but very few people have ever heard of white willow. This is because you cannot sell white willow in the same way that you can sell and patent and make lots of money from aspirin, like Bayer did. But is it all just placebo? Well, placebo is where a medicinal procedure is prescribed for the psychological benefit to the patient rather than any physiological effect. So that is, you could give somebody a sugar pill, tell them that it's going to get rid of their pain, and then it does. This is because the mind heals and because there is a placebo effect taking place. This just shows you the power of your mind, guys, so remember this. So is herbalism all just placebo? Well, no, and even if it was, would it matter? Herbal medicines come with little to no side effects and are safe to take on the most part. And did you know that most traditional pharmaceuticals are also significantly affected by placebo? So much so that they make advantages and variables for this when they are testing them. But the problem is, with typical pharmaceuticals, they often come with an array of nasty side effects. So the first herb I would like to introduce you to is ashwagandha. Now, ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb, which is a herb that adapts to its usage to the user. And it's a herbal supplement that is touted for its benefits for stress and anxiety. It's also helpful for inflammation, which can be caused by stress and bad diet. It's been tested and there is evidence for its use for stress. And there's also a lot of anecdotal evidence for an array of other uses. And I've used ashwagandha for years and I have found that it has helped me with inflammation in my body and with stress. The next one I'd like to introduce you to is Rhodia Rosea. And this is another adaptogenic herb with a long history of use for fatigue, stress, anxiety, and depression. Rhodiola is packed full of antioxidants, and there are tests being done for its benefits for usage for ADHD. Presently, there is good evidence for it being helpful for a range of conditions such as memory, aging, anxiety, and depression. This mighty root is worth taking daily in times of stress for everyone, to my mind, and it has little to no side effects or contraindications. However, do be careful if you are mixing it with prescribed anti-anxiety tablets. Next, St. Johns Wort is a little yellow flower that is very commonly found in gardens around the UK. The aerial parts of this plant are commonly used for a successful remedy for mild to medium depression. If you don't want to try prescription medication, try a 12-week course of this and see how you feel. Just do not mix this with SSRIs or other serotonergic medications. Be wary of using St. John's Wort with disorders like schizophrenia and bipolar as well. It can also lower the efficacy of oral hormonal birth control, so consider using a second method such as condoms if you are using St. John's Wort and you're on birth control. But St. John's Wort has been seen to be as effective as Prozac in studies without any of the horrific side effects that SSRIs often have. Theanine is an amino acid that is found in green tea. So if you're a fan of the warm cup of leafy loveliness, drink up in times of stress. If you're not, you can take it in a supplement, or you can have something like a matcha latte. There is good evidence for aiding cognitive skills and anecdotal evidence for mood, stress, and an array of other things. But please don't take theanine with prescribed supplements. It's okay if you're drinking green tea, however. Lion's mane is a mushroom that gets its name from the look of being like a lion's mane. Research has found that lion's mane may protect against dementia, reduce mild symptoms of anxiety and depression, and help repair nerve damage. It also has strong anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and immune-boosting abilities, and has been shown to lower the risk of heart disease, cancer, ulcers, and diabetes in animal studies. There is also links to aiding productivity and for help with ADHD. And last but not least, aromatherapy. People who suffer from trauma tend to have shallow breathing habits, and this actually kicks off the autonomic nervous system into fight or flight. By using aromatherapy and smells that you love, you find that you begin to breathe deeply. Now, this kicks off the rest and digest part of the autonomic nervous system that allows you to relax, to turn on autophagy, which is cell clearance in the body, to digest your food properly, to feel better, happier, and healthier. So don't slack when it comes to aromatherapy, whether that's using incense sticks, an aromatherapy oil diffuser, candles. Just make sure that they are pure aromatherapy oils, that you're not using any synthetic chemicals, as these are very, very bad for your body and bad for your health. And use them liberally. This could be that you use a hand cream that is full of aromatherapy oils made from a natural base of cocoa butter. It could be that you spray lavender on your pillow before you go to sleep. Whatever it is, aromatherapy has seemed to be very helpful for stress and anxiety. And it also, as I said, turns on that rest and digest part of the autonomic nervous system, which means that you are relaxing more often and more effectively. I hope you've enjoyed all of these tips, guys. If you like this video, please do me a favor of giving me a like and a subscribe. Leave a comment below with your favorite top tips to help yourself if you're feeling stressed, or if you're a neurodivergent person. We can create a community where we help each other. I love you all very much. Please subscribe, and I'll speak to you all next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.